evening. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to be talking to you all about why most banks hide this from homeowners that are behind on their mortgage payments. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. This is a situation I've been seeing over and over and over, and people just simply don't know that they have one more option. Okay. And I want to make sure that everyone understands this. So let's make sure you guys can, of course, hear me okay. And let's get started. Of course, also, we do get people that ask us, can we help you improve your credit score? The answer is yes. We can also help you qualify for home ownership, lower your car payment, buy rental property, whatever you're looking to do, we can help you qualify for that. Okay. Go ahead and scan that QR code right there on your screen or click the link. I'm going to go ahead and put the link inside the comment section below. That way you guys can know that we can create a custom game plan for you. Okay. All right. So now, what are those options? Because I want to make sure everyone knows about this as well. Okay. What are those options? Okay. Now, option number one is going to be very simple. Okay. Option number one is going to be very simple. Okay. So here's what you got to know: when you are behind on your mortgage payments, okay, you have two major options. Option number one is pretty common. You can simply get caught up on the mortgage. Now, I don't want to make it sound bad when I say simply, but that's going to be the easiest way to do it. However, there are a lot of times where it's a family member, they may have passed away, and the family they don't know what to do with the property. And I'll give you guys a couple scenarios. I had a client where her father passed away, and he essentially left the property, and he had got remarried, and that wife had passed away as well. He left her with the property, and she says, you know what, let me go ahead and see if I can just take over the mortgage payments. Okay. She started off good month one, month two, but then she had her own bills, of course, and it was difficult to pay her rent. It was difficult to pay that mortgage. And she essentially says, you know what? I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to let this thing go. The worst mistake that happens, and I know we don't talk about race a lot on the channel, but this is huge. It's detrimental in the Black neighborhood. I'm just being totally honest. Here's why. Number one, a lot of people that are getting like in their 60s, their 70s, their 80s, they're taking the equity out of the property. Okay. That's really not necessarily the issue. But when they pass away, they end up having they have that mortgage that's there. And a lot of families are not in a financial position to take over that mortgage. Okay. And not every bank will allow you to do what they call an assumable mortgage. An assumable mortgage means that the bank essentially allows you to assume the mortgage, and you just keep making the payments. Sometimes they may even ask you to start, meet the qualifications as well. But here's what you got to understand. If you're not in a position, financially to get caught up on the mortgage, if someone passed away and they left you a property, but there is a mortgage on the property, if no one has made mortgage payments in months, okay? Now, as far as pre-foreclosures go, the bank can do whatever they want to do because you're late on the mortgage, okay? And typically most banks give you about a year to get caught up on the mortgage, but I'm going to be honest, on average, a lot of banks, they take their time, like after a year, 2 years, 3 years. It's very common. But here's what a lot of people don't know. They don't know that you can sell the property even if you're behind on the mortgage payments. We're not talking 3 payments, 6 payments, 12 payments. Listen, I got a client right now. That mortgage has not been paid in 23 months. The family was just going to let it go because they were not in a financial position to pay their bills and then try to save mom's house, right? I have so many stories on this. Let me go back to the current story. 23 months, no one's paid on it. And so they said, okay, we just got to let the house go. I said, wait a minute, my team and I, we stepped in. By the way, we do own a real estate firm. A lot of people don't know that, especially in the YouTube world. We do own a 5-star real estate firm. I got the photo right there at the bottom. Let me actually pull that image up a little bit so you guys can see that a little bit better. Park Place Realty are right here in Illinois. 5-star Google rated firm, 139 5-star reviews. Either way, and so we reached out to them and said, listen, don't let this house go. So the bank says we're going to take the house, we're going to essentially sell it at auction. The seller says, hey, no problem. When we call him, here's what happened. He says, people have been calling me. You're just calling me to waste my time. I said, no, I'm calling you to let you know that you can actually sell this property and get a check. Okay. That you can get a check. Somebody put check inside the comments. You can get a check. Now, assuming that there is some type of equity, obviously, if there's no equity, there won't be a check. Okay. Either way, he says, okay, well, the bank, now when we talked to him, this is like end of February. And at the time, the bank said that they were going to have the auction scheduled in April. I said, here's what you need to do. So if you guys are writing this down, write this down right now. Okay. Now, you also can schedule a call with my team and I before it's too late, because when you're in pre-foreclosure, your auction, just because you have an auction date coming up doesn't mean it's too late. Okay. In most situations, but the bank likes to see movement. They like to see progression. The reason why they want to see progression is because some people will say things like, oh, well, I'll sell it on my own. And people just say those things just to kind of buy some time. So that is a strategy, by the way. You can say, hey, I want to sell the property, but it's not a law or anything like that. It's a nice gesture that the bank will give you more time. Either way, that's what we told them. We said, listen, tell the bank that you're now working with a realtor and that you're actually trying to sell the property. He did that. Sure enough, they said, okay, we'll give you some time. They gave him until the end of June. We got the house under contract, but not only did we get the house under contract, guys, check this out. We were able to put this seller in a position where he's now going to get a check for over 23,000. No, I think it's 17,000. Let me go back. What was that? 23 missed payments. Okay. And I think the check is going to be a little bit over $17,000. Let me make sure I put this on Facebook. Want to make sure I ain't lying. 18,000. That's what it was. Okay. $18,000 he's going to get a check back from. So listen, let's take a couple steps back. He went from, hey, the bank is going to take the property. Like it's a loss. The family gave up. You know why they gave up? Because they did not know. Here's the thing. You don't know what you don't know. Someone put that in the comments. You don't know what you don't know. He had no idea. He had no idea that there was no out-of-pocket cost. No idea that there was no out-of-pocket cost to do this. All he had to do was get with the real estate agent and sell the property. Now, do you have to get a real estate agent? Legally, I got to tell you, you don't have to get a real estate agent, but why would you? Here, it's easier if you get a real estate agent simply because they're going to make the process a lot easier for you. Unless you like people wasting your time. People come and say, oh yeah, I'll buy that house. I'll buy cash. I want that house. People always want to buy something. But then you realize they don't know how to buy the property. They don't have the money they say they have, is locked up, is put away, or they can't get the money like they think that they can. Or people just say they're just wasting your time. So either way, you do your thing if you want to. Okay. But listen, you need to make a move. So this is either happening to you or someone that you know. They need to make a decision before it's too late. Okay. Now, what happens? What does that too late means? When the auction comes, they're going to sell the property. I'm going to give you guys another story. We called a guy and we called him on a Monday. He says, we told him the same thing. He says, well, I'm going to get back to you. I got to think about it. I'm like, I don't know what he got to think about. The auction date is like in a week. Sure enough, he gets back to us on Wednesday. We're going back and forth, like, you know, kind of having a conversation about this. By the time he made his final decision, the attorney had already started the auction process that Friday. Not only did he get kicked out of his mom's house because the bank took over, he could have made over $80,000. but he didn't know what he didn't know. Okay. So I'm just letting you know you do have that option to sell the property. Okay. Now, check this out. Watch this. I got another story. Let's go back to the young lady where her father left her the property. He got remarried, so she was the next in line to get the property. Technically, she had a stepbrother, but her father owned the property, so the stepbrother had no ownership. She tried to maintain the mortgage as well as her current bills. She was successfully doing it for 2 months. She was like, I'm gonna get this house cleaned up. I'm gonna rent it out. I just can't let my dad's property just go away, but I can't afford it. Can't afford it. Shout out to my guy Corey. I don't know if he's watching this. He bought some cars from me when I used to sell cars years ago, and she reached out to him. So he went to grammar school with her or something like that. So shout out to Corey. Corey says, listen, man, I got a friend that has a situation. Can you help her? And we most definitely stepped in. The first thing we did was found out what the payoff is. So this is what I need you all to do. Write this down. The first thing you want to do is find out what your payoff is. Let me break down what a payoff is. A payoff is the amount of money that you owe on a property. Now, since you have a loan on the property, if you have an open loan on a property, that's an unpaid balance, okay? You're going to have what they call a per diem. That's PERDIAM. Or no, DIEM. I think it's you know what I'm talking about. Either way. So now they have a per diem. That per diem is a daily interest. So every day that you're not making those monthly payments, cost is going up. Cost is going up. So it is literally costing you more money dragging your feet. Okay. Without even knowing it, really. Okay. Inadvertently doing this. And so either way, then you also have attorney's fees because now, by the way, this is called pre-foreclosure. Okay. So foreclosure is when the bank they already say, okay, listen, we got to go ahead and just take this property. Pre-foreclosure is like, hey, listen, you got a little bit of a window. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me set the record straight. The bank wants to get paid. Somebody put that in the comments. The bank wants to get paid. That's it. They don't want to delay. They don't want to just be jaw jacking. They want to get straight to the point. They say, listen, who's going to pay us? Who's going to pay us? And so that's why they take matters in their own hands, because what a lot of people will do, they will live in the property, not pay the mortgage, not do anything, and just let the house just go away. You can't do that. Watch this. The story gets better. We were able to get her over $50,000 from a house that the mortgage hasn't been paid in over 2 years. Are you all with me? It has equity. We have to stop letting these properties get taken from us. And when I say us, I'm talking about homeowners, right? We have to I'm not trying to make people feel bad, because things happen. Life happens. But what I mean by this, you got to be able to at least cash in. You already say, listen, I can't get caught up with the mortgage. We understand that. But you got to find out. You got to find out what that property is worth. Now, just so you all know, we're in Illinois. But if you're watching this right now and this is happening to you or someone that you know, we can help you. We can find a real estate agent, a qualified real estate agent, someone that's going to get the job done. Because let me tell you something, just because real estate agents have their license don't mean they want to work. There's some lazy real estate agents out here. Anyway, so we're going to find someone that's willing to work. You all see this, right? This is why we're 5 stars, because we work with people that want to work. We work for you. Now, so you can scan that QR code. You can call the number right there on your screen. The office is about to close in about 17 minutes. So you can most definitely just schedule a call for tomorrow. My assistant, Mike, he'll most definitely help you. Now, if you're in Illinois, you can work with us. But if you're in a different state, then don't worry. We most definitely can still try to help you. Okay. Now, again, I want to be clear. We can only help you if you say, you know what? I had no idea that I can sell my property that has an open balance, that has late mortgage payments. So if you're behind, if you or someone that you know is behind on their mortgage payments, many of them have no idea that they can sell a home that is behind on the mortgage and potentially get a check. Here's the best part. there's no upfront cost in most cases. Now, you will still have to do whatever your local municipalities may have. For example, in Illinois, there's this thing, I think it's a money grab, but they have things called like village inspections or post sale inspections or pre sale inspections, rather, is where they charge you. The local village comes in to make sure that you haven't, made upgrades in the house without doing permits, really. Okay. But anyway, so you got to pay those types of things. But overall, there's no upfront cost just to do this process. Okay. There's someone right now that does not know this. Okay. And of course, they can always try to get caught up on a mortgage. You can always try to do that. And I'm sure that there's some type of mortgage programs out here and things of that sort that may be able to negotiate payments and things of that sort. That's not what we do. I want to be clear. We are the ones that can help you before it's too late, because there is documentation that needs to be done. We talked about this. Let's go back to taking notes. Number one is the payoff. You need to get a payoff. That's a 10-day payoff, a 30-day payoff. What does that mean? A 10-day payoff means, what will I owe the bank if I paid them off in 10 days? 30-day payoff. What would I owe the bank if I paid them off 30 days from today? Because they calculate the per diem. Remember that daily interest, the daily interest. Okay. So that's number one. You got to get the payoff. Number two, we got to find out, how much is this house worth? How much is the property worth? You all can do this with a single family home, a multifamily home, a condo, a townhome, anything you're paying a mortgage on. Okay. This can be done. So either way, I want to make sure people knew that, because again, those are the options there. Now, if you're on Facebook, because I know some of you guys are watching this on Facebook, you guys can send me. Well, I wasn't. Never mind. I don't want to listen. I don't, because then the DM would be going crazy. Please schedule a call. That way we can make sure everybody gets that 5-star service. Because then some people, we get a few DMs. And then people say, oh, man, it's taking y'all a while to get back to me. Well, it's a lot of people. So want to make sure, schedule a call or give us a call. OK, we most definitely can help you out. All right. So now that's the information that you need to know about what that option is. OK, but here's the thing. You have to do it before the auction date. If you don't do it before the auction date, you're going to have some trouble. OK, you're going to have some trouble. Now, what happens if you say, well, Calvin, you know what? What if I get it. I'm behind on my mortgage payments. I want to sell my property, but can I buy a house again? The answer is yes. But you got to wait. You got to wait at least 12 months. Anytime that you're behind on mortgage payments, you typically can't get approved for another mortgage until 12 months after the most recent late payment. Okay. So if you're late right now, you got to wait a year after we sell the property. Then you can go and start the home buying process again. So what can you do in between that time? We need to work on your credit. Because if you've obviously been late, we got to rebuild that. We have to rebuild your score. I know what you're thinking. Well, Calvin, can you help me with my credit? You better believe we can. We've been doing this since 2012. So now many of our clients, what we do is we have a lot of different options for you. This is our 850 Club Elite. Elite, where y'all at? I know y'all in the building. 850 Club Elite. Let me know if you guys are in the building. Go ahead and put Elite inside the comment section. So here's what the 850 Club Elite is. It's a credit community that we have in which we talk about whatever your goals are, and we hold you accountable, and we make sure that you get your questions answered. And you can also get a custom strategy as well, too. That's what I was talking about before, that game plan. Okay. And there are people that are not only improving their credit scores, but they are accomplishing their credit goals. Okay, we have one person here that got a 43-point increase. You guys can see the date right there is June 4th, 2025. Right. Then, of course, you got Marcus Edwards is in the house. OK, appreciate that. Marcus Edwards is in the house. OK, he said, listen, just wanted to reach out to the community and let you know, if you haven't gotten a game plan from Calvin Russell or his team, you need to. OK, and here's why he's saying that, because, listen, we showed him how he can get approved for his very own American Express card, got that approval. We have people getting approved for credit line increases. We have people that are improving their credit scores, qualifying for homeownership. Many of these people did not qualify for homeownership. I want to be clear. They didn't meet the qualifications for rental property ownership. They didn't meet the qualifications for single family homes. They didn't meet the qualifications to get pre-approved. Okay. So we hold your hand and we answer your questions. All right. So now don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that's essentially helping people with credit and things of that sort. But here's the deal. This isn't your cousin trying to help you. I know I actually got some family probably watching this. So if I am that cousin, then I can help you. But I'm just saying that, listen, tell us your goal. We are goal oriented. Okay. So which means if your goal is to lower your car payment, we're going to show you how to do that. If your goal is to buy a home, we're going to show you how to do that. If you want rental property, right? If you want that high limit credit card, whatever your next credit goal is, don't just put it to the side anymore. You can accomplish it. You just need a strategy. You just need a game plan. You just need a coach. You just need to know what to do. The only reason, listen, remember, I told you all, there's two things we're going to focus on this year. Number one is going to be information. The number one reason why people don't do something is because they lack the information, the right information, because there's a lot of bad information out here, a lot of propaganda. We ain't gonna go into that. But anyway, you got to get the information. That's number one. Number two is going to be execution, right? So that's the issue. A lot of people stop. They get the information, right? But then they don't execute. You have to execute. Why is that important? Because you cannot be addicted to information, but allergic to execution. What good is this if you're not going to do anything with it? But anyway, so we'll make sure we're clear on that. If you want more information on the 850 Club Elite, I'm going to go ahead and put that link inside of the chat here. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put all the links in. Okay. So here, I'm going to go ahead and put link number 1 in. So if you guys want more information on how you can learn more on the 850 Club Elite, I'm going to put that link in first. Okay. So this is going to be for the 850 Club Elite. Okay. So I got that in there. Next, if you want more information, if you want us to look at your credit report and create a custom game plan for you, I put that in the chat as well. Okay. Now, and then of course, if you want to schedule a phone call with us and you have a real estate questions only, then you can go ahead and fill out that form. I just put that in the chat as well. Okay. So now let's go ahead and keep going here. Now I also want to show you guys this too. Give me a second. There is, let's see here. Oh man, we got to go with this one. Listen, shout out to the elite member of the day. Miss Rachel Moden is in the house. I don't know if she's watching still. I know she's got she got a success story every single day up in here. But listen, we got some special coming up. But here, check this out. I'm gonna share my screen. Watch this. Shout out to Rachel Moden. She says, listen, credit limit increase every month. What does she mean by that? Took Calvin Russell's advice from his reels that pop up every day on my phone, and I inquired to discover to do a credit limit increase, and guess what? They increased my credit limit from 800 to 2,300, and 2,300. She says, won't he do it? I'm sure she's not talking about the me as the he. She's probably talking about God. Okay, but anyway, she says, thanks for that tip. I've had the credit card since 2016. Watch this, and I've never done an increase, but now with these gems he's dropping left and right, I'm going for it all. For those who don't believe it, here it is right here, because it's a lot of fake stuff out here in the world. Okay, but listen, shout out to Rachel making it happen. Okay, and just being proof that that things can most definitely happen. But again, she's not the only one. Okay, she's not the only one. We got everybody in here that are making some things happen. But listen, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit. Answer a couple questions. Was this helpful? Yes or yes. Was this good information? Yes or yes. Okay. And just so you guys know, it's not just about real estate. Okay. But I know, listen, we read everything. We look at everything. We know that the second most highest request from us is, hey, can you help me go into homeownership? Can you help me become a landlord? Okay. Yes, we can. No matter what your credit goal is, we can help you. Now, some people try to keep information from you, right? They say things like, oh, well, you know what? They really don't want you to know what's going on, because if you know, right, then you're able to accomplish your goal. But when you win, we win. We're all about winning. And just so you know, we've been doing this. Listen, man, we've been doing this for years. This is the last thing I'm gonna show you. We're gonna jump into the comments and I'm getting out of here today. Okay, check this out. All right, so here, I'm going to go ahead and share this screen here. You guys can see it right here. 850 Club, right? 4.8 stars, 196 Google reviews. I want to show you guys something here. Check this out. We've been doing this for a long time, man. A long time. Listen, this is someone I went to high school with. Listen, check this out. Someone I went to high school with, she was, there was a family building, and the family was about to lose the building. No one was in position to save the building. So I put her in position. We made a custom strategy for her. She followed every single step. Guess what? The youngest in the building saved the building, right? Here's another young lady right here. She got denied for an auto loan. And long story short, she got denied for an auto loan. I said, listen, this is what you need to do. She says, if I do this, can I get any car I want? I said, well, yeah, based on your income. She says, well, I'm going to get the car I want. The very next month, she says, hey, listen, you just helped me get a car. Can you help me get a house? I said, homes are easier than getting cars. Now she's a homeowner. As a matter of fact, the photo right here, she sold that house. She just bought her second property, right? But here, watch this. The people that's right up under her, and we're going to get into the comments after this. The people that's right under her, because here's the story. See, a lot of y'all don't know the story behind this stuff, man. Check this out. These are her cousins. Her cousin says, listen, Keisha, we just talked to you 2 months ago. You went to the dealership. You tried to get a car. You got denied. Now you telling me you about to close on a house? What happened? She says, this random guy told me what to do. That was me. I was the random guy. I told her exactly what she needed to do to improve her credit score. Then she got the car. Then she was telling me about how she wanted to buy a house one day. I said, we ain't got to do that one day. Listen, just to make sure everybody knows this, there is no such thing as one day on the calendar. One day, someday is not on the calendar. We got to put a date on it. Some of y'all know the rapper Yo Gotti. You got to put a date on this stuff, man. Otherwise, you're just going to keep just letting life just push you around. I said, listen, we don't have to buy a home one day. You can qualify for a home within in like less than 60 days. Sure enough, became a homeowner. Her cousin said, wait a minute, you just went from going to the dealership, getting denied. What is this guy's information? Because if he can do it for you, I'm sure he could do it for me too. Sure enough, they're homeowners too. And the list goes on, and the list goes on, and the list goes on, and the list goes on. Y'all know the deal. Anyway, all right. So now, either way, guys, let's go and jump into the comments real quick. Was this information helpful? Yes or yes? I'm sure it was. All right. Now, of course, we got elite members in the house. Appreciate you all being here. Right. Rachel Moten is in the house. OK, that's the young lady y'all were just talking about. And don't be asking her to borrow no money, please. Don't be asking these elite members when they start getting their life together. Don't do this. All right. DL Miller says check. Adina Collins says check. All right. By the way, y'all know I got to pick on DL Miller. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna say that for just the elite. I'm gonna say that for just the elite. That'll be our own secret. Okay. Grinding for the bag is in the building. Appreciate you being here, sir. All right. Appreciate you being here. Adina says you don't know what you don't know. Just being content says you don't know what you don't know. Annie's in the house. Appreciate you being here. All right. So listen, this is what it's all about. This is all about. Richard says, dang it out. He said, I'm late. Got to start over. It's all good, man. Don't worry. Rachel says, listen, the bank wants to get paid. You know what it is. Marcus is in the building. Listen, check this out. Y'all know I got to tell the Marcus story. Listen, I don't get tired of telling these stories. Okay. Marcus was watching the YouTube channel just like you all are watching it right now. And he heard something that triggered him and said, you know what? I need to start improving my credit score. I need to start keeping my goals in front of me. Because here's the thing. We're all really kids. We just got older. And as we get older, we stop dreaming. We stop thinking about what we can do. And then before you know it, we get in this rat race. It feels like we're zombies. Right? But either way, he says, you know what? It's time for me to do some things. Man, listen, Marcus done got a whole nother car since he's been here. He got a good interest rate since he's been here. And he's about to close on his rental property next week. Not bad for somebody who started off watching the channel. Now he's an elite member leading by example. What's going on, Nick? Appreciate you being here, sir. All the way from Cali. Jason's in the building. Appreciate you doing that as well, too. Richard says, if you're willed property, get it probated ASAP. Sooner will save a lot of money down the road and someone can't steal it from right up under you. You listen, dropping gems. That's for sure. Okay. That is for sure. All right. But either way, guys, appreciate you all being here. All right. And again, listen, we got so much things going on. Rachel says, yes, passing it on to someone else. And mom wants to get in the club, sending her the link to 850 Club Elite. Jason says, how much is the call? When you call my real estate team, that call is free. I want to be clear on this. Let me go back a couple steps. When you call, listen, you call the real estate firm, there's no charge to call a real estate firm because you're talking about real estates. Okay. I want to make sure we're clear on this. We ain't talking about nothing else now. Real estate is what that is. You will not get to me when you call this number. I just want to let y'all know this. I'll tell you guys a funny story. I put my cell phone number on like some old videos back in the day. Don't worry, I already edited those parts out. You can't do that no more. Man, we was getting phone calls every day. Well, I was getting phone calls every day. This number right here, you won't get to me. Okay, you will get to the team, and the team will make sure you are well taken care of. Okay, all right. So that's for sure. Nicholas says, Calvin, if I don't purchase a game plan by next month, please put me on blast every live. There you go, for sure. All right. And Marcus says, tell me about a land trust. Well, here's the deal. I got to run, but I'm going to add this to the list. So we can go ahead and get information on that as well, too. I want to make sure that people get their questions answered the right way for sure. All right. But we got you, Marcus. You know I got you. And listen, here's the deal. Y'all know Marcus is closing on his property next week. So if you're in Illinois or if you're close to Illinois, listen, we pulling up on him. We are showing up at his closing. Okay. And we are celebrating him, and we are showing up at his closing. We've never done anything like this before. So I want to see what this turns. I want to see how crazy this is going to be. Okay. So listen, but we want to let people know, because you know what's crazy? There's a lot of people, and some people are close to you. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to win. Right? I want you to win. Because when you win, we all win. You are leading by example, and you're showing people. And it's not just him. We got way more people that's on the way that's going to be making some things happen as well, too. Either way, I won't hold you guys up. Listen, you need to get inside the 850 Club Elite, guys. Okay, so here, I'm going to put that link back up again one last time. Okay, and I'm leaving right now. Listen, if you want to accomplish your credit goals, subscribe to the channel. But if you want to accomplish your credit goals faster, you need to join the 850 Club Elite. Got it? All right, guys. I'll put that in there. You guys are good to go there. All right. Grinder says, I just had my first funding call on the personal side. There you go. Listen, people are making things happen here inside the 850 Club Elite.